Pressure pushing down on me, pressing down on you, no man asked for. Under pressure, Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe. Yes, I think that despite the fact that Inter lost with Barcelona, basically always in the recent years, even in the year of the triplete, we lost twice with them. Despite all this, I think that the pressure is on them, and let's see why. First of all, and always important to remember, because they sold 25% of their TV rights of the next 20 years, plus the image rights. So, I mean, they basically gave up half of their future in order to make this series of acquisitions of incredible players. And now they're just cornered. They are one match away from a disaster, because if they don't qualify for the next round of the Champions League, they already start losing money, and it's going to be the beginning of the end for them. So they desperately need to win, and that's also what explains this tasteless behavior that they have in trying to, call UEFA to make sure that the referee does well, which for them means gives them penalties, or sends off players of Inter, like it happened in 2010 with the mother freaker of Sergio Busquets. So I am confident that we can do a great game, because number one, they are cornered, so either they win or they start their descent. Secondly, because just this past weekend we demonstrated that finally we are not completely spineless players and a spineless team, but on the contrary, we have been able to come back after we suffered the 1-1 goal in the match against Sassuolo. So that shows balls and personality, which is what we need. So this is something else that makes me optimistic. Coming to the game itself, we have seen that Barcelona plays with 3-4-3, which in theory means that we have difficulties in building the plays from our defense, because they have 3 forward marking our defenders, but in midfield we should have a little superiority in terms of number of players in the middle, not on the wings but in the middle. So I hope that we can take advantage of that, because probably in that area, since Brozovic is not playing, we will have Chala, who is the man with balls of our team. Now, we are playing with our 3-5-2 unless Correa doesn't make it. If Correa doesn't make it, we're probably gonna play with a 3-5-1-1 with Mkhitaryan behind Lautaro, so that we have in the second half the chance to substitute Lautaro with Dzeko, because otherwise if we put Dzeko and Lautaro on the pitch, then we have Casadei. We can't play in Barcelona Champions League game with Casadei in the second half. He's not ready yet. So this is probably what's going to happen if Correa doesn't make it. If Correa makes it, then he'll play, fortunately or unfortunately. Let's have a look at our players and at our lineup and see again the situation of each player. Most of them have a positive situation, psychological and mental and physical and tactical, and so I'm hopeful. Onana is on the surge, he's doing well, enthusiasm, and the fact that he comes out of his goal so much helps the players, the defenders especially, to stay higher than what they usually do, which is something that could be beneficial for us. So Onana, great. Our defense, Skriniar rested a bit with Sassuolo, so he must be really strong. De Vrij is on a rising curve, and we've seen that already, so hopefully he's going to confirm the great game he had against Lewandowski in the first leg. And Bastoni is probably the only player who still is not 100% there. He's there in offensively speaking, but defensively speaking he's not there at all. He's made too many mistakes, so I hope he will do better. At the same time, he needs to play to do better, and he has this chance to basically play right after the mistake that he committed against Frattesi on Sunday, and this is good. It's like motorbike drivers like Valentino or others, parenthesis, Marquez, you could die. Valentino, who has an injury and wants to get on the bike right away to exercise in a way this injury. And it's the same thing for Bastoni. He made a mistake, so it's good that he can play right away to prove that he's not that sort of defender that we've seen. Barella, good. He just needs to fine-tune some things about his personality and about the choices he makes sometimes, but good. Chala, man with balls. After only 1 year at Inter, he's a leader, clearly, and he's now playing in place of Brozovic in the backbone of our team, so he's a really fundamental player for tomorrow. And we've seen what he can do in the first leg. Mkhitaryan, I think that he's getting better and better. The first games of Mkhitaryan were appalling, and now instead he's finding his role, is finding his spaces, finding the right relationships with the players, and so I'm happy to see him on the pitch tomorrow, and eventually to see even Asllani in the second half. Then we have Di Marco, who is one of the best in terms of moment of shape, and then on the other wing we might have either Darmian or Dumfries. They're both great. Darmian did that wonderful give and go with Mkhitaryan, who crossed the ball for Dzeko to score the 2-1 against Sassuolo, so he's in great shape. And in that play he didn't just make the 1-2. You have to have a look at how he moved around. He moved around so much to create spaces for his teammates and to create possible passing trajectories for them. So really precious job that Darmian did. And if Dumfries plays, great. Dumfries was one of the best in Sassuolo. He might be a bit tired, but let's see. I would probably put Darmian in the starting lineup and Dumfries later on. And then, as we said, forward we have Lauti, who's done bad in terms of numbers recently, so I hope he will score, just like he did already in the last game in Barcelona after a few seconds. And if we will have Correa, I mean, he can only do better, so that's why I'm optimistic. He did so bad so far that he can only do better. And in any case, as we've seen, this is not a game in which choices are already made by the circumstances. Here we have a game in which Inzaghi's decisions will have an impact. So I also cheer for that to happen in the right way. Let's see how it will go. If you enjoyed the video, please punch the like button and subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk after the game. I hope with a smile on our faces. As always, Forza Inter, and thanks for watching. Ciao!